Last time on the Autistic Ponies channel. Oh my gosh! It's a letter from Dr. Wolf! Currently on the Autistic Ponies channel.
Yourself that you can handle.
Oh, it's just so touching. Right. Letter. Dr. Wolf letter. Alright then. Dear Mr. Vasquez. Something about Rosie. You have been officially added to the waiting list for a moment with Dr. Wolf. Hey! Looks like Rosie came through for me. So you know what this means? Happy dance time! I'm getting along with Dr. Wolf. I'm getting along with Dr. Wolf, which has only been my biggest dream since joining the herd, that and BronyCon. I'm getting along with Dr. Wolf. I'm getting a... Hey, wait a minute. Expected wait time... That's months, right? Years? Yeah, I'm honestly not as surprised or as disappointed as the situation might make it out to be. I mean, Dr. Wolf is a busy brony. I mean, he has at least 2 videos out a week, many other side projects, has a life both with people in his real world and within the Rift Cafe, and along with many, many other things. And I've heard he has over 12 Dr. Wolf moments going on at once. If I'm quite honest, I was almost expecting the wait time to be a lot longer. Well, I guess as our Princess of the Night says,
Patience is never easy. I understand wanting more. I know how hard it is to wait, to spread out your wings and soar.
time for me to exercise some patience. My problems aren't going anywhere. Although while I wait, I suppose the best thing I can do is work on my voice acting and editing. That way, when I finally do get my moment with him, I can bring my best possible performance for it. And to do that, I'm going to honor the series I love so much by doing a top 10 list about it. That's right. I'm here today to count down my top 10 favorite episodes of A Moment with Dr. Wolf.
My name is Pinkie Pie. Hello, and I am here to say, how you doing? I'm gonna make you smile and I will brighten up your day. Doesn't matter now what's up, if you are sad or blue. Cause cheering up my friends is just what Pinkie's here to do. Cause I love to make you smile, smile.
Alright, just a few quick things before we begin. First off, this is my list of my favorite episodes of A Moment with Dr. Wolf. I will try to act as professionally as possible and take into consideration which episodes I think are the most popular among fans as a whole, but in the end, this is my list, and these videos are placed in the order of how much I love them and how much of an impact they left on me. So, if you don't see the moment you were either in or love, it doesn't mean I don't like it. It might still get on the honorable mention list. These are just the ones that I personally like the most. Also, this is a list of current A Moment with Dr. Wolf videos as of October 17th, 2014. So, sorry there. If it really takes me that long to get a moment with a good doctor, I'll be sure to include you next time. But for now, sit back and let's get this countdown started.
It's true, some days are dark and lonely.
Number 10.
Maybe you feel sad, but Pinkie will be there.
Ink Rose and Celestia's portrayal in the fandom. I'll be honest, out of all the spots, this was the hardest one to pick out. Not because of all the videos that wouldn't get on this list because of it, but because of who I was torn between giving this spot to, and for what reasons. Originally, I was going to give this spot to Eliora, and the treatment of Spike in the show. Both hers and Ink Rose's videos are subjects that, to be honest, I don't take that big of an issue with. Since I can either click away about stories about Celestia being a troll, the Lunar and Solar Republic, and I can see Spike in the show, despite his unfair treatment, as a character who is rather selfless and can be just as interesting and complex at times as the main 6, even in his worst moments. At least for me. But in the end, I do have to give this spot to Ink Rose and Celestia because, well, I know this may not be my best way to start off, but I consider Celestia's best princess. Not, mind you, that I can't see why more fans like Luna, but with Celestia, at least for me. I find more sympathy with her. I mean, she's the pony that all of Equestria looks to, and it's impossible for her to not have ponies bowing to her whenever she goes somewhere. So, when fans come up with names such as Trollethia just for purposely spilling a cup of tea in an attempt to lighten the mood, I get bothered by it, to some effect. Again, like I said, this is a subject that if I don't want to, I can just click away from a Trollethia story on FilmFiction, but it still bothers me enough, and this video is still good enough to make the list. And maybe even if Celestia isn't your favorite princess, hopefully this video might at least convince you to think of her in a less fall way.
She's basically a role model for the kind of woman I would like to be. I guess that's why she's my favorite princess. I'm not saying that I dislike Luna at all.
It's true, some days are dark and lonely.
Number 9.
Maybe you feel sad, but Pinky will be.
Mad Munchkin and dealing with inadequacy. The grass always seems greener on the other side, and in this episode it deals with the redone quote, "The other fan work always seems better than yours." In this episode, we get the lovely artwork of the Mad Munchkin for the first time, and an interesting topic where they talk about how artists and writers, at least the ones who strive to do better, always feel as though they can never make something that's better than another person's work. A good topic for anyone to watch, although the part of what made it worthy of this list is when Dr. Wolf had this to say.
Can you imagine what life would be like if there wasn't anyone else doing the same things you do? What if you were the only artist there was, and everyone came to you praising all the work you created? I can imagine that most anyone in that kind of situation would feel truly honored by all the encouragement, feel as though they are serving a great purpose in doing something that no one else can do. But how many of us would strive to improve upon our talents if everything we created was seen as a masterpiece?
And that's very true. I mean, it might seem unfair, but if that were the case, then all we would risk having is one piece of art that is mediocre at best, and never seeing anything that is better than it. Nor would there be any need to step up and bring something better to the table next time because there's no competition. Like I said, might seem a bit unfair, but that's part of the reason why we have such good DreamWorks and Pixar movies, because they're constantly competing with each other to be the best of the best. So, instead of feeling inadequate and jealous when you see a work of art that's better than your own, fuel it, and it's creating something that's better than what you made before. And keep reminding yourself that you are far better than when you started off. At least, that's what I believe this video is saying. You just gotta get up and, as my background music implies, try, and try again. With each project you do, better than the last. Although, what was up with that bat that was just hanging around in the background?
I feel like I got a lot off my chest today. I feel a little lighter, you know?
You gotta get up and try.